Hello and once again welcome to the Path to Pain Free Group Challenge. So today I'm just going to make you aware of one really simple thing that can significantly affect the way that you're perceiving your symptoms and also the amount of pain or symptoms that you're experiencing. So research has shown that the words we use actually have power and can influence the way that we feel. Let me give you an example from my own personal life. So when I had chronic neuropathic pain in both my hands and arms, I visited a specialist, and upon seeing me, even though he had no lab results to base his assumption upon, he told me that I should stop all kinds of sports, especially rock climbing, which is my favorite sport, because it would hurt. And as I walked out of his office that day, he repeated after me, "Don't ever do rock climbing again because it will hurt." I walked out of his office trying not to break out into a cry because my mom was waiting for me outside and I didn't want to worry and upset her further. The following weekend, I was on a short break, and I was swimming. It was summer, and I couldn't resist the temptation to just hold on to the rocks on the sides of the bay. So it was like a little fjord, this bay, and there were like rocks on both sides, and as I was swimming, I just couldn't resist the temptation to hold on and pretend that I was climbing, even though like half my body was in the water. I just kind of tried to pull myself. I missed rock climbing so much because I couldn't do it due to my pain. So after that swim, we went back to our hotel, and the pain intensified significantly. It felt like someone was running like electric currents through my hands and arms. The next morning, I woke up shooting pain in both my hands and arms. It was only later, when I learned about TMS pain, that I realized how much that nurse specialist had impacted me. He had made me believe that anything that I did that resembled climbing would hurt, even though there was no justification for it, because I hadn't had any nerve tests yet. And when I later had the tests, they came out clear. So what I mean here is that both the language that other people use and the language you yourself use can impact your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs. And this in itself can affect your pain levels significantly. And what I'd like you to work on today, ideally for the next weeks, not just for today, is to mind your language. So this is today's challenge. It's to mind your language. It's to notice any negative adjectives that you're using to describe your pain to yourself and to others. Things like terrible, things like agonizing, and also words that imply that you're going to have pain if you do something in the future. So things like, "I always get pain when I sit down," or "I always have a flare-up after I go walking." So make sure you also ditch these permanent sounding statements, these words like always, things that imply that you're going to have pain in the future. Okay? You might have pain now. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. What we know is that the thoughts that we have now can set expectations, and those expectations in the brain can create more pain, okay? Because what we expect, we look out for. What we look out for, we're sometimes likely to get, because we might be so hyper vigilant, looking out for symptoms almost, that we would actually get them. So this is all I would like you to do in the next days. If you're in pain, you can say that you're in pain. If it's not so painful, it's just an uncomfortable sensation, you can say that you're feeling discomfort or you're feeling tightness. Just be factual and leave out those negative adjectives. Terrible, terrifying, agonizing. Leave out those judgments. Those are not objective facts. Okay, so you might be perceiving your pain as frustrating, but frustration doesn't describe your pain. What you're feeling right now is a sensation. And I know that there's this urge to want to make other people understand you. And because of this, you might be using language that is strong, that is judgmental about your symptoms. But I'm here to tell you that if you want to heal, you have to let this go. You have to stop trying to make other people understand how you're feeling, because it's not making you any better. Because language and words have an incredible impact on our pain levels. So try this out for the next weeks. No negative adjectives, no permanent sounding statements about the nature of your pain. If you need to describe it objectively. So that's all from me for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.